Brenda used to walk these streets with pride. Her husband Chris, a patriot by her side. But the weight of the world came crashing. Brenda's husband locked away in chains. 15 years of struggle and pain. Kids taken away by a faceless form. She rises up in the darkest storm. Her voice touches hearts in a broken state. Podcast waves spark their fight of fate. Brenda's strength like a blazing fire. Inspire the lost to lift their desire. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Government shadows, secrets untold. Brenda's story, fierce and bold. She helps others break their chains. Together they rise from the ashes of pain. Her husband waits behind iron bars, but Brenda knows they'll reach the stars. Oh, her love unyielding, a beacon bright in the silence of the night. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found.
All right. Well, we did. Okay. There's a little message. There's. Oh my goodness! Great. I can't believe this is working. It took us a good probably 25 minutes to get this rolling, guys. How is everybody doing? We got Chris Brayton in the house, and Debbie is here too. Um, and I'm just hoping their connection is going to be good for the show. So, Chris, what's been going on?
Our,
I'm
our,
wondering.
ca- our case is in March of this year. Everything is fine.
Uh,
My daughter completed the case plan.
oh, oh, see, Debbie keeps popping out. So, good checking, yeah. So, I think maybe Chris doesn't have sound. Chris, it's up to
I'm
you.
still here for a minute. I'm watching you for a minute just to see what's up. Before I get in the car. But Chris, you got sound, babe? There's Debbie right there. Here's
I don't
Debbie.
know. Debbie was talking a minute ago.
Debbie.
I got kicked off. I mean,
Oh,
the case plan was perfect. Everything was perfect. My daughter was getting monitored, um, unsupervised visits, meaning the worker was outside. We were perfect. And then all of a sudden, June the 2nd, an email came in. They are stopping the visits because they found 2 marks on John's butt. And there was an investigation through DHS.
Well, Debbie,
July,
I just wanted to, did you ever verify, or you or Chris verify for yourself that these marks even existed?
no pictures.
Right. Nothing. So this could just be a story they're making up.
Correct, correct. Um, the DHS worker called, and I have a voicemail. He didn't even know if this was the correct phone number.
Uh,
And okay, I called him back, and I told him my daughter went to Dollar General. She'll be back. And he goes, I want to close the case, but I need to talk to your daughter. I'm like, oh, okay. When she comes back, which will not be long, I'll have her call. And he called her.
mm-hmm.
Everything went fine. Case closed. Then that was on the 2nd. Then the previous Wednesday, we get paperwork saying not enough evidence.
Not
And
enough
then we went,
evidence.
say what?
You said not enough evidence, it said?
Yeah, that's what it means.
Oh.
And then we go to court the 10th, and TFI told the judge, oh, we don't got the paperwork, but we were told.
Mm.
Line number one. My daughter's got paperwork, but you don't got paperwork. And my daughter's lawyer, Slinker,
Mm-hmm.
tells the judge he believes that Jonathan should be returned, and my daughter will do any. I mean, will cooperate. And the judge said no because of my daughter not driving.
Right.
And so what?
But the thing is that as far as I understand it, she has all types of transportation with the programs you're involved with, Chris, right? That take you wherever you need to go. So there's always those rides available to her, and she has no problem, getting whatever transported or getting transportation from you, correct?
Well,
Oh,
her insurance has transportation. It is called motor care. You call them up 3 days before any appointment. You give them the doctor's name. You give them the address. You give them the phone number, and you give them the time of the appointment. They show up at your front door.
right. Yeah. They do that in
And
all the different states. They do that. I'm familiar with that.
I've never had problems with them. And the judge wouldn't hear it. And then they're like, well, we found, I can't say it because it makes me, we found number 2 in the house. Or they're saying there is a feces in the house, which my cat litter is clean, and my dog, she does a Tootsie Roll. And then and it's just gotten more crazier.
Just more and more allegations is pretty much all it was.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
yeah, they did something similar to us when they saying there's rotting food in the house. When like my son had been eating like an apple and he left the core on the table, and or we were making sauerkraut in jars. So I don't know which they were talking about, but they just make up stuff along the way, and they have no video of going through a house like they did and taking the children out of there. There's no video of that. But it's kind of strange because the sheriffs and like 2 deputies were there when my kids were taken.
well, and the funny part about it, July 11th, no, July 10th, in the evening, I got an email from my landlord. I want to do a walkthrough. And so they sent the property manager over here. The young gentleman, I know who he is, did the walkthrough. He comes upstairs and he goes, "There's nothing wrong with your apartment." He goes, "I do have one thing." He goes, "I would like all the light switches to be clean because of fingerprints and dirt."
Oh my goodness.
My property manager did a walkthrough. This guy found nothing wrong. My house was,
And I can't believe they're going to point out something like light switches. That is ridiculous.
well,
And
I mean, this guy is a very good landlord. I understand. I mean, he's very, very picky on his apartments. It wasn't TFI. It was the landlord just making little comments and being, I've never had problems with my landlord.
oh, maybe he's just trying to be helpful so that he knew that the inspection would be happening, or was he aware of the inspection?
I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Or were you getting it ready for the home study? Is that what you were doing, right?
Well, I mean, the landlord. See, the landlord is very nice to me,
Uh-huh.
and once a year he'll do a walkthrough just to see what the apartment looks like and if it's up to code. He wants to make sure that I'm not damaging the apartment.
Right. Right.
I mean, and I know. I mean, my landlord's nice.
Right. Good. That's a good thing.
And his fiance, I have met her, and they both are polite, very honorable people. I've had no problems with them, but yeah, TFI, they just keep on throwing allegations with no evidence.
No pictures, no
Nope.
because ultimately, what is stopping them in this day and age from having photographs or a video of what their allegations are? Otherwise,
I mean, I've done a video of my upstairs, mine downstairs.
yeah,
I mean, I clean once a week. I'm not. I mean, my apartment's clean. I mean, I clean once a week. I do not dust. I am not a dusting person. But I don't leave food out. My apartment doesn't smell. I
and you probably pretty much keep up with the dishes. Most people do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do dishes once. Because hey, no offense, hey, your water bill. And I do my laundry about every 2 weeks. I do laundry. You know,
Just as you need to.
and I keep everything well maintained.
Right. So you
You know,
have
I don't. If my dogs leave food crumbs, I've got a little vacuum cleaner and I vacuum it.
Yeah.
But I mean, and they nitpick. Now we had a case plan on my grandson, and they mentioned there was some goals they want Chris to do. One is to keep the knives up. Well, most people keep the knives put up. Then it was take the trash out, make sure the litter's clean. Oh God, I can't figure out what the rest were, but they were like a joke. What they want. We did a psych exam, and this is what I am right now so pissed off. TFI had a psych exam on my daughter for depression.
Mm-hmm.
why she was the way she is. And they call it because she's depressed. Well, let's see. My father is dead. My brother took my dad away from me. Uh, she lost her grandpa. She
Right.
lost her. She lost her son. What are you supposed to be? Happy?
And this is all within a short, time period. All this, that you imagine would be very painful and stressful for anyone. To have someone in their family that they're very close to pass away, let alone losing your child to CPS.
Well, see, my brother came. My brother lives in Iowa. Came down here to Kansas and took my dad out of the nursing home. And we didn't have no contact with grandpa or my dad. And then having John taken away from my daughter and deemed a bad mother.
Well, I was just wondering, was the grandpa or dad, was they under some type of guardianship? Was he in a nursing home? What was going
He
on with
was in a
that?
nursing. He was in a nursing home.
Do you think there was a abuse of that situation? Because you hear a lot of that nowadays, with these different
There was
institutions.
that was a situation that had a lot to do with hospice care.
Oh,
And I tell you one thing, they are as worse as CPS.
yeah. That's what I've learned. I've learned that there's some terrible things going on, that has to do with the elderly. There's so many situations, where, again, they're going to see the opportunity to make money instead of have any care for a human life at all.
And I was trying to get my dad into a nursing home. And DHS, oh, we're having problems. I called the VA up. I kept on playing phone tag with them. And I finally got a hold of his social worker. Within an hour, they had a nursing home for my dad.
Oh,
But
wow.
DHS was still doing nothing.
Whoa. Well, I'm surprised you get that the VA actually helped you out that quickly. We haven't had the same luck with the VA, because my husband, with all everything, um, yeah, I guess
Can Chris,
it's good that he had a caseworker and all that already.
Brenda, is
Hmm.
Chris's volume, is her volume down
She
or is her
said
muted?
she messaged that she can't hear.
Turn your
She
volume up, Brenda. I mean, Chris, can you,
That's
or
what
tell her to
I already messaged her in the private
Or
chat.
or you know what it is? And on the microphone at the bottom, there's an arrow pointing down beside it. Tell her to click that arrow where it'll bring up the options of headset, earpiece, speakerphone, or there's something else. But see where that microphone is at the bottom of, or wherever y'all's
Yeah,
microphone is on, there's something beside it, right, that says, and you can get options like an earpiece, speakerphone, or default,
yeah.
right?
Maybe I should try to text her.
Or turn her volume up because I don't. Oh, yeah, because her mic's not on. That's the thing, Brenda. She has to go give permission for her mic. Because I see now her mic's not on. Sorry, y'all. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, Debbie. I see you, Chris. I do. And tell her to give permission to her microphone. That's what it is because her mic's not even coming
That's
up.
what on the restream, it's something to do with the restream. It'll say, yeah, it'll
Yes,
say
allow
give
mic and
permission to use mic and
yes,
video,
but she
but
might have to
she
do it on
got
her
the
actual
video.
device. She might have to do it on her actual device though, to the app or whatever she's using, the browser. Yeah, she just needs to let the microphone give access to all. But hey, John, how are you?
Give
They are trying to make
access
people stop caring,
to the
right, John?
microphone.
They're taking the
Press
family
arrow
tradition thing
next
out
to
of
the microphone icon.
Well, just tell her to give permission of the microphone to everything on her phone for now, and then she can go back and change it. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, we're just, we're having some, oh, you're
Well,
typing
yeah,
to her
well,
through the private.
I mean, Debbie's doing a good job of explaining.
Hey, yeah,
Anyway, so,
Punisher, he's hopefully he'll pop in here shortly because I'll be in and out helping these ladies, and I gotta get my brother down. I can't believe I haven't even gone yet to the store. Shit. I did go to the store. I just got to get him over to urgent care. But everything's all right.
the store's not gonna
Yeah,
close on you, Danielle.
I got clothes on. What did you say?
I mean, no, I'm saying
Oh.
I said, hopefully the store's not gonna close on you.
Oh yeah, no, because I'm just gonna. There's
Well,
I gotta
we should be all right. Gosh darn it!
yeah,
How
it'll
long
be
is it
fine,
gonna take you
y'all.
to get there and back? I mean,
No,
maybe
well,
I
I mean,
could
I gotta.
of
No, you're
Connor to
fine.
take us
Look,
off.
Brenda, you're fine. No worries. It's just when you have cell phone service, it can go in and out, and you never know how these towers do. You know what I mean? You never know how the network how it's gonna act. Even if it rains, it pours. Some days it'll go in and out. So that's the thing. But it's all good. No worries, guys. So just bear with me, and but y'all continue your show, okay?
Okay.
I was just doing my little hey, just checking in. All right, y'all, and maybe we can figure out what Chris's. It's just her microphone. That's all. Her microphone, because her microphone is not on. It's not showing on her little thing
Maybe
down
we
here.
should
So
tell. She should have maybe gone in and out again. But we
maybe
do
she
have
goes
her
all
picture. I mean, this is good. This is good because we have her picture.
when she comes back. And well, there's no way I can. If she clicks on the three dots at the bottom
Wait,
of
there's
the
another
screen or
message.
wherever they're at,
Yeah,
tell her
I
to go into
already told her.
where the virtual
I have
background stuff
an
is.
X on. Oh, she says she's got an X on the microphone.
That's what, okay. Now, okay, if that's the case, click the microphone. It's because she did not give it permission. So she needs to go to those three dots in the settings and go in there where it'll say general or sorry guys, sorry everybody, we're technical Danielle difficulties, I guess. I'll take the blame. It's okay. This is what I get for teacher lessons, right? I can't guide. I am so sorry. I suck at giving instructions. But there's a way. Okay, see how she's doing, and then if you go to the settings, since she's already here with us, Debbie, are you still here with us?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool,
Okay.
cool. So there's a thing. I don't know how y'all screen set up because I totally forgot. But the three dots
It
and
should
then
be the same as what I'm seeing here.
well, y'all's is, but not mine. Mine's not.
Because underneath the pictures, there's a microphone, and I don't know.
Yes, that's how however your screen looks is how theirs should look. So that should
So
be
if I
now. But the thing is, on hers, listen, Brenda. The thing on hers is it's not showing the microphone. Like there's no way to turn her up or down or off. Like it's like she don't have permission to be on it. You know what I mean? So
she said,
oh, that didn't sound good. I'm just kidding.
see how I just turned
Oh,
mine off.
and then mute.
I
She
turned
could have
mine
her phone on mute.
She's not saying it's on mute. She's saying there's an X on it, so that's different.
Yeah, but it's still not showing up when she's on the screen, my screen. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's just gonna stay off.
Oh, well, she can hear, or she can call in on Brenda's
Well,
phone.
she can call in on my phone. She could
Yeah.
she can go in the chat. Whatever she feels like doing is fine.
Yeah. So, all right, Brenda, I'm going
right.
backstage, and y'all continue the show. Sorry to bother you.
Oh,
I mean, sorry to interrupt. I will be
too.
back to interrupt shortly.
Wait a minute. Is my is my camera off now? What the hell
Now
happened?
yours is off. That's on you. Your camera went out. Something happened.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. There you go. Now you're on.
See?
That was
All I had to
weird.
do is
Do that
mess
again,
around with
Brenda.
those
Do that
buttons.
again. Do that again. Press that up. Brenda, press that again. Press that again. I want to see what it does.
Okay, that
It did
that
something.
was when that was
Just
like
press,
plus
Brenda,
mark.
just press it.
Wait a second.
I just want to see if it does the same thing that it was just doing. Okay, now turn it back on.
That's right next to the camera. That's what I did right next to the camera.
Okay, because I thought it was like looking like your camera may have been getting like too hot or something, like doing that, but no.
I've never seen that. It's like it says something like virtual.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, it's it for some reason the networks could be messing up. It could be the restream. I'm not sure. I know we've been having trouble because heck, I could be
Okay,
talking
so
and all of a sudden my
Chris is
camera's
in the
off.
chat now. So let's let Debbie tell us whatever's been going on with the case,
They,
and then we'll just go
so
from
they
there.
did tell you at the beginning it was fine, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they got hit with the drama. So I mean that's how these people do. I mean,
And
and
if
and
anybody
just
didn't
care,
hear, they're in
destroy
Kansas.
them. Yes.
So,
All right, I'll be back. I'll see
all
y'all
right,
shortly.
all right, Danielle.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. All right, Debbie. Sorry about that. Okay.
No, no. Um, and right now they might have a foster parent in Wichita, Kansas, which is like I'd say 140 miles from Medicine. It is just it went from good. We had no problems. Everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, you know, messed up. June the 2nd, they sent my grandson to Chambers Children Mental Health Facility. But they didn't tell me that. They told me Chambers Children Hospital until I went on the internet and, put it in. And I thought, oh, yeah, and it was because he was having emotional problems and he bit someone. And it's like, well, let me see. And John is a very quiet person. When he gets mad, he gets mad.
And he's only what, 5? You said?
Right? Yes.
And so when he was taken, how long has it been when he was taken at first?
It was around June the 2nd. So me being me, I called up Children's Hospital. I called up the place, and I played stupid. Really good at that. Acting like I wanted help. And I found out I didn't give my name, and I found out my daughter wasn't on the call list, and the grandmother wasn't on the call list, but there were 2 social workers, and there was a foster mother from Hutchinson.
Whoa.
But my daughter wasn't on the call list.
Wow.
And to this day, we don't even know what they did to John.
So the when they took him, was it at the hospital? I guess I'm not clear on that.
Okay, he was in the foster home in Hutchinson.
Okay.
He was in his second foster home.
And I thought Chris acted like the second foster home was better than the first one.
Yes. Okay. The first now I know the lady, I know the first foster mother, and I know her address, and the only reason I know it is I had a real good friend of me and Chris's send me paperwork on how to get your court documents. And I got all the court documents, and the foster mother was in there, and her address was in there. They didn't black it out. And the second foster home, they sent me an email, and her name is on it, her husband's name's on it, and where they're from. They are from Leavenworth, Kansas. And I even found out their address, and I even found out where they live. I have seen the house, and I have seen inside of the house, because you can do that when you know, go on the internet and look, you know, because they don't.
Like a virtual tour or something.
Oh yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I saw all of it, and I the foster mother is Wendy. I can't think of her last name. I got it written down. And the foster father was, that's a third home, is a Matthew. I meant the second foster home I found out were two people that were gay. I have nothing against that, but that's a little confusing for a 5-year-old.
That's really something else. Now, see, my problem was that they put my kids in different cultures. Okay, and the kids that they put them around were like a bunch of like toddlers and stuff like that. But now you're telling me that it's some gay people. See, I don't is if to me, like I say, I don't have anything against black people, but when they can't even speak English, they're Haitian, and then you hear all this stuff about the Haitians and stuff like this that's going on, whether they're here illegally, and then to think, oh wow, my daughter's in an abusive, of living in a pigsty over there in Charlotte County. It's just beyond belief that. They're going to take someone that has good parenting skills like Chris does, and he's just perfectly capable of taking care of her son, and you as a grandma, and you're right there as well. So, to me, that's unbelievable. So, why did they switch the foster placement? What was their reasoning behind that? Or did you guys ask for that
The,
or request it?
now, on what I've been told, is the first foster home started having problems with John. There's a little story to that.
Hmm.
And I kind of found out. The first foster home, somebody turned her in. John went to school, did school pictures, and I've seen the pictures. He had a black eye in the school pictures.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. I got an email. I know I got a text message about, because I ordered the school pictures. Cunningham School sent me a form, and I ordered the pictures. Never did receive them. And so I clicked onto the link, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get to see, you know, in the class picture, he had a beautiful black eye.
Wow. See, that's why I was never able to find that, like with my kids. Maybe I should do a little further research on that as well. I didn't think about that. Look into, the class photos because at least when they were younger, I knew they told me what schools they were going to. Um, they didn't seem to want to hide anything, but eventually, they just want to hide the fact of where the kids are and not let, then all of a sudden, we were losing communications, through the phones and stuff like that. Like, oh, my daughter was at a placement where they didn't allow phone calls altogether. And then my son was able to call like once or twice a week. And but my little son, like when he was 10 when he was taken, he's complaining that he had to watch these little babies, like they're using them like as slave labor to care for toddlers. I mean, a child, he's a child himself. So does John have any type of like delays or autism or anything like that?
Now, his attendance therapist believes he might have autism, but they've never, as far as I know, have never had him tested.
I think Chris is saying she had sent me that picture. Let me see if I can find it.
Chris sent you the picture of him, the class picture, and that is not that it. I believe his first picture in school, he had a scab on his eyebrow. School pictures.
That's unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe it. And then like they try to downplay that. If you like point out the fact that, your grandson has a black eye, when you saw the picture, and they're gonna downplay that. That's what they did when we went to court on our case anyway. My daughter had like really like bad sunburn, like it was blistering bubbles and everything like this, and they tried to say, oh, it was a minor sunburn. Oh, really? Because that's not.
Nah, I don't know. No. That it's just well, now the first case plan, I have it recorded. We can do that in the state of Kansas without them knowing it. They liked how my daughter worked with John. And it's like, okay, you're saying this, then you're changing your story. My daughter's lawyer, I spoke to him. He told me that these foster parents have to be financially stable. They have to bring a foster child into the house. They have to be financially stable to take him from all doctor's appointments.
Mm.
I am sitting here going, I really wanted to say, Slinker, you're lying. There was a thing called E4 funding. But I'm like, nah, I'm not going to let them know I'm not smart.
Right.
I mean, I know I have a disability, but I'm not that stupid yet.
Well, yeah, but you can downplay your, that, and that's what I've done that before. We'll just think you let them think that you don't have a freaking clue, when you really do. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think it's best to
I
do
mean,
it.
I go into court, I show no emotion. I just go with the flow.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
And I've got my daughter to do the same thing. I go, don't give them the satisfaction, even though I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know, um, it's just how in the world can they deem us unfit parents? Last year there was a child, a little girl, 6 years old, had autism, no communication, disappeared for 2 hours, and she got returned home.
Yeah, it's like, why do they pick and choose? Of like what? Yeah, that's, to me. It could be because maybe this child wasn't a good breed to them or something like that, or if maybe they wanted. It just, you never can tell. You never can tell what exactly is going on, but mostly it's to them. Again, they're just seeing money signs. They're not even seeing children. I think they're not even seeing
I, I
that.
mean, I mean, I don't understand. Is okay. You got, and this is what I do to Chris. I go, you got parent A, you got parent B. Parent A is the one who will do anything and everything to get the child. Parent B is a slacker. And why can't they figure out who the good parent is and who the bad parent is? The good
Yeah,
parent is that will do anything and everything for their child.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, because it seems like they'll just do the opposite. They'll do the opposite of what would be the normal thing to do. You know, somebody that gives it their all, and like I say, the if your whole life surrounds around your child, um, that's what they're trying to break that familial bond, and it just doesn't make any sense. There's no logical reason to do something like that, unless there's some type of pure evil. In
I
my
mean, the way I think of it, and I have spoken to Dave from Warriors. He's doing a thing on the lawyers and the judges. CPS is Hitler. He wants to get rid of all parents, but because of these children can make money, that's what they want.
yeah, it's almost like people that it's just like people that are interested in buying like these animals and stuff like that. It's almost like some similar to that, like they're.
Yeah, it's like you got these puppy mills
Hmm.
that are breeding puppies, and they're not breeding them in the right way. They're breeding it as money, money, money. That's what I mean. No, I don't mean to be mean, but that's what it's like.
Yeah.
Foster parents. Now, I have a friend back home in Iowa that was a foster mother. She was a great 100% foster mother. She was good.
Uh-huh.
And then you got foster mothers that don't care, like yours.
Uh-huh.
And that's what breaks my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, there are plenty of, foster people that are good, and there's are like people that can't have, babies for themselves, and they decide, okay, we are generally going to adopt, so we want to care for a child, but then stuff like this happens, and not only are you like giving letting your child be with somebody that doesn't want to parent a child, that like there'll be other families that are losing out too. You don't have your own child, and your child's not put with somebody that wants a child. So it's weird. They want the money, though. That's what it says. It seems like they want the money, but they don't want the responsibility of a child.
I have seen on TikTok that, I don't know if this is true, that she was a foster parent and she gave away her child for a monkey. Don't know how true that is, but it's just, I can't believe that they cannot find the good parents unless help the good parents and the ones that are being the slackers that don't care. Why can't they figure that out? If I can, you know,
In
Well,
reference to what Debbie's saying, I do want to note this, that I have noticed there are more good families stepping up to foster or adopt children. I have noticed that because my own cousin even has stepped up to, which is my aunt that were the one that helped me get my son home. Her son is stepping up and gonna start fostering, helping out because he can't believe all the corruption with CPS, and it just sickens him. And him and his wife has they said that why bring a child in the world when there's some out there that need a family. So I thought that was pretty cool of them. So there's more good people stepping up, Debbie, and I think that's a really good thing. Because I mean, the people they're listening, y'all. They're listening.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody on this live, you know, I mean, I can tell just the way they talk, the way they interact, and everything. We're all good parents here. We all care about our kids. So we got a little problem. Help us out with the problem. Stop this E4 funding. You
Yeah.
know, now my daughter never knew this, and she found out through Samantha that they're putting, foster kids like a runway for adoption parents. And my daughter couldn't believe it. And I'm like, yeah, I've known that for a while. It just shows you what they do to get these kids adopted.
Yeah.
It is so, I mean, I knew how corrupt they were because I had published with my daughter back in the day, but I had a good judge and I had a good lawyer. But now you don't have the good lawyers, and you got
They all work together. They're all in it.
you got the interesting judges.
Yep. I mean, they're all corrupt,
Because it's
and
a failure of the bar association is really the issue
you know
there.
what I don't understand is how can they take these kids and keep them away from family. Even like, look at my son. Never ever have we never. There's no abuse, no neglect, nothing, no prior allegations, nothing ever. But just for a corrupt person in my family to take my son and by lying, like that's one area that these anonymous calls and these anonymous reports, these false reports, they need to start charging them people for that, because that's what's tearing families apart too. When there's no reason
Now
for these people,
in Texas, they have
they
stopped that.
and so has New York. They are the only two states, and I'm surprised that no other states have followed along with them. And they were talking about that on a podcast the other day. But so yes, and that if they would stop that, and people would be made accountable for their reports or for their calls, that will stop a lot of people from calling in and making false statements. You get what I'm saying? Like that right there will knock a lot of this out as well, because there's so many, like, it's sad. Miserable people, misery loves company, and they just want to make somebody's life just out of spite, and it's sickening to know that people have a heart like that. That's just, I mean, because it affects the kids. The kids are being hurt, y'all, and we got to stop it. We got to step up. We got to voice ourselves. I wish parents would realize y'all are powerful. Y'all don't understand. Y'all have a lot more power than these people. Where are they at? Where are all these parents at that need to? I know there's many more that want to speak up, but we're here and we got it. I'm I'm here to fight. Let's do it. Let's get it happening. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to
Um,
interrupt y'all.
no, you're fine, Danielle. I love you. It's just, it is. These judges, well, back in the day, I had a judge that cared. And when I was in court, and the judge told DHS back in the day, this this mother ever comes into my courtroom again, you better bring in the evidence because I will drop this case. And it was dropped. But you don't have the judges like you do back in the day. You don't have the good lawyers.
There's just so much corruption going on within the court system, and the way the dependency courts is the real problem, because these judges, you think about it, the judges are ultimately responsible for what those CPS and Department of Children and Families are doing. And if they know that, you can't prove they should do it like a criminal case. Because if you can't prove the elements of the crime, then how are you going to keep the children, regardless of you?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to court for like murder, you have to prove you're innocent. They don't do that. They just deem you as a guilty party, and you're guilty, and that's it. They don't let you prove you're innocent.
No, it's just a choice. You're gonna go with a case plan, or you're gonna go to trial. That's the two choices we had. And they said the fastest way to get our kids would be go through the case plan, and that they weren't asking us to do much. But then that's why I don't understand. Well, we ended up going to trial anyway, because even though we did all that, they ultimately they said the reason that they terminated our rights, this happened with the finalization was January 2018, but they said because we didn't follow the case plan. Well, that didn't make sense because like I have like two certificates for the, what we went through. Chris had his own certificates. I had mine, substance abuse, all this other stuff. And, it was weird because sometimes they're making, I mean, it seems like every time they're making you go through programs that you don't even need to be going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the case. Well,
I just wondered if Chris had to go through any like programs, or they
the
said,
only thing she had to do was was a parent class. She had to find her own parent class.
okay.
They didn't even tell her where to go or what to do. Until this day, they have given her no service.
So they subject her to having to go through these courses or whatever it happens to be, classes, and then they never set up the time and the place to where to be. Is that correct?
She did the parenting class. Now they said she didn't learn, but there's a little problem with that. I went to the parenting classes. I thought, okay, I'm going to go and, see what was going on. And I went to every parenting class that my daughter went to, but that was never mentioned.
No.
And I only did that just to see, what was going on.
Yeah. You as an observer, why not?
And it was done at the health department. And the health department said, and I don't know how true this is, my daughter didn't learn. When she came home and we talked about what was showing at the class, my daughter learns a different way.
You know what they said to me, because I had to go to some counselor or something. I'm not sure exactly. She was, whatever her role was, I'm not sure. But she said I was unteachable.
That, you know what? That right there. Oh God. Come on.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me that since I couldn't be bribed, or like I wouldn't let them blackmail me, that was a problem for them. So they're gonna say I'm.
Yep. And they don't like me because I have a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a mouth because of my father.
Right.
I don't use it,
Mm-hmm.
but I have been using it.
Yeah.
And they don't like me. They wanted my they told Chris, we want your medical history. And I told them no. I go, my father and mother both told me back in the day, you don't give your medical history out to nobody.
Right. That's a HIPAA violation right there.
And well, first of all, in 07, I moved back to Iowa. That's my hometown. That's the state I was born in. And all my records have been destroyed. And when I did go to a doctor, it was earache, sinus infection, or I had my gallbladder removed. And I kind of know what to tell a doctor and what not to tell a doctor. And they don't like that.
Yeah, they don't. They don't like people that are smarter than them. That's what I think.
That's true. That's very, very true.
If
You
you
know, they
show, yeah, if you show any type of intelligence, it's like they're offended by it.
I have a lawyer here in Kansas. We have parent rights. And I told my lawyer they violated Chris's constitutional rights when they took John without a court order or warrant. You know what he told me? That ain't true. They don't need a court order and they don't have to have that.
That's how he said it.
And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I didn't argue with him, but I'm like, not what I've been told.
Man, that's crazy. It's just crazy. Wet Plant says she would denied services until they adjudicated and got the kiddos back. See, that's might be somebody Chris might want to talk to too, is Wet Plants, and see, how the steps went. Because all of a sudden, you got Classic Mom got her kids back. You got Wet Plants got her plant. So maybe Chris is going to get John back.
I'm on Facebook. I am Debbie Anderson. When I lived back in Iowa, I was common law. So I took the name Anderson when I made my Facebook page. And they don't even like me having the name Anderson here. The police have actually told me I have to use Crosby as and I'm like, no, in the state of Iowa, you are allowed to be common law.
You call your page. You could call your Facebook thing anything you want under the sun. I thought, your Facebook. What else? You can just create. It seems like it. I don't know. What year did you start using Facebook, Debbie?
Let me think. About 2010 is when I believe I started.
Okay. Like because I didn't really start until like 2022. 2022.
No, take that back. I believe it was 09 or 08 or 09.
Okay.
Because it was when I moved into my when I lived in Iowa and I lived in Fort Madison, it was about the second place I moved to.
So what did you, when you went and started going on Facebook, what was your goal? Like what were you trying to accomplish?
Nothing. I was just using it to, hook up to my friends and other people back in Kansas. Right. It was nothing. I have started the only reason I am on TikTok is because of this case.
Yeah. Okay.
And I go as Ann. The foster mother has found me and Chris, so we have changed our names. And I mean, I don't right now. I don't care. I have went on Facebook Live, and I have put my story out there. And I know who the judge is. I've said the judge's name. County attorney. Well, see, we got a problem down here. Our guardian ad litem, the county attorney, and my daughter's lawyer, all are friends. They're all chummy.
Oh, yeah. The good old boys, something like that?
Oh, yeah, it's a good old boys club.
Mm-hmm. So a little town or like?
There's about 1,700 people.
See, that's like Dixie County. We're a little town. Then all of a sudden they're taking people's kids. It's like, oh my goodness.
I mean, I can't stand living in a big city.
Right, me too. I'm the same way. I can't even stand like a little suburbia. It's too close to other people's houses. I don't even like it. I like to be out in the country, away from other houses.
You know, I mean, my whole life I lived in small towns.
Right.
You know, I never understood why my dad liked living. Sharon was small, and he lived. He only had two neighbors, who were very nice neighbors, and I never understood it. Then I came back to visit him, and I realized, I go, now I understand living in Fort Madison and having neighbors so close, and I understood it. And
Hmm.
I will never move to Wichita. I will never move anywhere like that.
Sorry. Trying to find that picture that Chris said she sent. Spring. Try to go
It's
in.
his class picture.
Oh yeah. See, I gotta turn down I see the Christmas pictures you got for her background. That's a pretty good one there. Let me see if I can. I think it's better this way. Um, let's see.
They yeah they sent me the link
Oops.
on the pictures, and I started scrolling, and there was a class picture with the bruise.
Let me zoom in on it if I can. It's not gonna let me zoom in. Darn it. Let me see. Let's see if there's another pictures. Oh, you did a little. This really is just showing some artwork and stuff like that. See, she just got a normal mom kind of Facebook. And when my goal was, when I started my Facebook, was like, I'm trying to do anything I could to find my kids. Because I got to the point was, oh my gosh.
Have you ever thought of ancestor DNA?
Um, I did think of the ancestry. I don't know what all that DNA is about, but I know
They
that.
use they use. I know about that because they use your saliva.
Oh, see, I don't know. I think that they're keeping the information, whoever adopted my kids, to like they do it in a closed adoption so that they cut those ties or something. And they told me if I signed up for this reunion registry, that once the kids turn 18, I would be able to reach out to each other. But the kids got to know how to do it on their end, and I don't know if they're being told that or not. Because there's a one for a state, and then they also have a national one, reunion registry. I feel a little bit more confident in one that would be for a national one, in hopes that just what's one certain state's not going to stamp on your rights in some little town like you say. um, we've moved around quite a bit, and it seems like we've always lived in a little town, but goodness gracious, don't run for office where you live in a little town, because that was a bad idea.
Do
um,
you know? Do you know if a child in foster care wants to get a driver's license, they have to give them their first their adoption records to get an ID. That's why a lot of these kids do not have a driver's license.
Oh, because what I heard, there was a lady called Jerry Pfeiffer, and she said once the child turns like 18, it's a good time that she would use to contact like the Department of Motor Vehicles, wherever you thought, what state, whatever your child would been at, and they connected it up with the birth date and find kids that way. But she said they have some different laws or rules in Florida. So she said it was rare to be able to find a child that was in Florida because they don't go by
I
the
mean,
law.
I believe if you got a child in foster care and they age out, that's when they should give them all the information they need to know
Yeah,
instead of lying to them.
yeah. That's the thing, especially like my daughter has autism or a child has some type of delay if they're old enough like this, and if they have the opportunity to make more money if a child has delays. So I think now they even raise it up. They can keep them until they're 21 or something like that. I don't know because like my daughter she would never be able to care for her, self. She'd never be able to live on her own. Is what the diagnosis was a while back. But I mean, this has been how many years? I think these kids have to have the opportunity to be able to like I'm sure like little Johnny misses like being able to hug on to his grandma and mom. Like that's something a child needs to have, don't you think? Like because especially being a young age as he is, he's not going to really understand why his mom or grandma up on a television screen. Why can't I go? Why can't I play with them? It's going to be hard for a child that age to understand. Why is he acting out toward biting or whatever he's doing? Because you literally just took him away from everything he known. That seems to make a little more sense. But children are going to act out because you're taking them away from their comfort zone. Don't you
I
think?
mean, I don't. I mean, in my opinion, don't. I mean, this is the way I think about it. Why don't they start? They know these kids are aging out. Let's help them get into college. Let's get them where they can get, a trade school
Hmm.
instead of just putting them out in the street and here, live your life. You're
Yeah.
you're you're 18 years old. Go out in the world and live.
Make sure they establish like with a job and stuff like that, or the tools they
Yeah,
need.
why don't they start that instead of just taking these kids and you're 18 years old, go live on your own.
Yeah,
When they don't know how to get an apartment, they don't know how to fill out an application on to get an apartment, a job application, but they know because they do not care.
because that's the thing. They won't teach them type of stuff in the schools nowadays, and they won't even. You're not going to have your parent preparing you for this later time in life. It's like without repair. Hey, Danielle, we are getting about that time. She's popping in and out of here. We've been going for about an hour. Are you
Well, you tell me. I'm
are you
stopped right
sure?
now. You tell me.
Yeah, I think why don't we if
Yeah.
you're available, we should start wrapping it up because
Okay.
Debbie and maybe next time they come on, maybe we can figure out what was going on with Chris's
Yeah,
thing.
well, we can do that, and then we can get back with them and maybe schedule another show to where we can have
Yeah, but
everything
I
taken
think
care of. Cause
I'm glad at least Debbie's volume was working really good, super. And
yeah, it
now,
was just a microphone access permission on with Chris, and it's probably something
well,
that, but they don't. It's very confusing. What is? I thought that was the reason. Hey, facts or lies, foster parents, adopted children.
and care about them until they are no longer with us, not dump them out in the government
Yeah,
funds. Yeah, and the crimes against
that's a
humanity.
hustle game.
Hmm.
I
Hustle
mean,
game for
we
some
as
of these foster
parents,
parents.
we
What's
as
that?
Go ahead.
parents, we teach our children, do your laundry, pick up your room, do this. You want an
Brenda,
apartment, the
give me
parents
one
help
minute,
you get
okay?
your
Hold on.
apartment.
Teach them the responsibilities. Yeah, to be responsible.
I'm gonna get my order real quick. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm getting my McDonald's.
Okay.
I am on Facebook.
Still okay.
My daughter's on Facebook, and if you want to reach out, reach out. I mean, I everybody on here. I mean, they seem like they are good parents. You know,
Yeah.
you can tell who a good parent is. At least I can. Who are the ones that are bidding?
Yeah.
You
We
know,
see.
and I know both you and Danielle. I can just tell. You know, Brenda, you're always talking about your husband. You're always talking about your kids. You know, Danielle, you do the same thing. You know, why can't they realize that?
Yeah, why would we be going through so much trouble if we didn't really, really want
I
our
mean,
children?
there are people that will lose their finance, that will spend every penny they have to get their children,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that right there shows that's a good mother, that's a good father, you know, that's a good grandmother, aunt, uncle.
Yeah, yeah. They show they are involved in any way they can. Um, Let me ask you this though: when you guys like when John had to go to an appointment, were you guys able to go along to the appointment with them? Did they ever, inform you of when?
Nope, nope, nope.
Like that.
In fact, sometime in the fall, and the only reason I know about this, we had an IEP and they sent us the IEP. There was one sentence that said, Jonathan W. Bell, tonsils removed in the fall. They cannot find the records.
Wow.
And
See,
All right. So when
wow, that's crazy. And then that I
let me
noticed
know.
that
I'm
happened with
listening.
us too. Is that they take the kids to appointments? At least they said they were, but they would never inform us of it. But if you look at the paperwork, it says that the parents can be involved with the children's appointments.
now
So
I have a friend that she was put on the stand and she knew nothing what her kids were going in foster care, and she messes up on the stand because nobody tells her nothing, and they deemed her a bad parent because she didn't know what was going on in her children's life in foster care.
oh my gosh.
And
Well,
yeah, and I talked to her, and I'm like, they did what to you? And I'm like, you know what? I wish you would have spoke to me. I would have told you how to handle them.
hmm,
You don't use the present, you use the past. I took my daughter to Dr. I had a Dr. Anderson back in when I lived in Iowa, or you know whoever, and you don't use the future, you use the past. My grand, you know, her son, she did take him down, and you go, that's what you do. He went to the dentist. He went so and so and dentist, and oh, he saw a doctor, you know, so and so, and she's like, I didn't know that, and I'm like, yeah, trust me, I could have helped you.
okay, Debbie, we're getting a signal that Danielle is going to lose her signal, so we're going to wrap it up. I thank you very much for reaching out to me.
And I
Any
appreciate. I mean, I will come on anytime. I love both you and Danielle. I love Darren, and Tiffany is the greatest. I would
Uh-oh,
love to. I would love to have her for my neighbor.
wait a second here. We got some competition. What? And
I love all of you guys all the same. You're all awesome.
and Chris says she loves her son and miss him all the time, and I bet you do, just like a good parent would.
Just
Thank you so
stand
much,
strong and keep
Debbie.
fighting.
Thank you, Danielle, for putting us
Do
up. And
not back down, Chris. Do not let them people get over on
Well,
you.
I'm gonna
Don't
jump
do
off.
it.
okay,
All right.
me too. All
Thank you,
Have
right,
a
Debbie,
good
for
night,
coming on. Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye bye.
goodbye. Bye bye.
So well, I guess that's all, folks. I'm here. Well, everybody dipped on me. Hey. But all right, everybody. Chris, keep fighting. Don't give up. I know it's hard, babe, but we do. Let's. It's for our kids. It's very tough for me, and you know, our kids they don't deserve to be locked away anywhere or put anywhere, and but they don't deserve to be away from their family. And you got a big army behind you, hun. But keep your head up, stay strong. And I know it's stressful, but we are here for you, okay, honey? I love you. I love everybody. John, I love you. I love you. Facts Over Lies, and everybody in the chat. So until next time, be looking for the notifications. We got over the weekend. We got Henry tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, I believe it is Eastern time. But everybody, y'all be good, be safe, have a good weekend, and until next time, this is Danielle, and I'm signing off. Bye, y'all.
Shadows on the playground, nobody sees. Invisible faces lost in the breeze. Screams buried deep, never make a sound. A whole generation fall into